Hola, hola, hola. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. ¿Y tú? Good to see you. Good to see y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. One of my PR team, she speaks fluent Spanish and she was practicing with me. So I said I would try to start doing that a little bit. All right. So glad to have y'all on tonight. I am excited. I am excited. I'm excited. Why? Why? Not just because we're talking about the book, but because I got some amazing people on tonight. So, first up is the amazing Royce Morgan. If you know him as Royce Morgan 1, Royce Morgan 2. I don't know if that's junior or if that's senior. No, it's fine. It's all the same person, but it's a good guy, good heart, good energy. You know him from Instagram, social media influencer. So glad to have him on. Thank you for everybody tuning in today, by the way. You are all making this special by being a part of this moment with me. And also I have my homegirl, Divine Blessings. You will know her from amazing shows. And I'll just leave it at that. She'll talk more about where and how when she gets on. But I won't belabor the time tonight. I'm excited. So I'll just bring in our amazing first guest with us, and that is the Royce Morgan. Good day, brother. How are you today?
Byron, how are you this evening? Glad to be here.
So glad. I'm great, man. Thank you for asking. How's your day been so far?
Today has been amazing. Like I said, I've been brushing up on your book. I've read it quite a few times to make sure you caught what stood out to me. And yeah, we're going to have a great conversation. But the day has been amazing. How about yourself?
Man, it's been nonstop. It's been really, really good. With everything going on in the world, I feel
Yes.
like this is so necessary. This conversation and having these talks about self-love and being really affirmed with who you are. So
Yes,
I
yes,
am,
yes.
yeah, like really. So I'm really curious to hear what you thought of the book and your perspective. Uh, Go ahead, let me know what you were thinking.
Oh, gosh. So many points you actually covered in the book. But let me tell you, first of all, that closing, brother, let me tell you, I said, I am good. I am enough. It is well. I have been affirming that to myself all week.
Woo.
That was the closing, but we're going to get into the book. Like, so you had the 7 steps. There were so many points you made. Once I got into it, like, it was a page turner. Once, like, I was getting to, like, you talk about self love and being a survivor of suicide, which I
Yes.
am also. Like, so I've been at that dark place in my life where I just feel
Wow.
like nothing my external self could do. It's like I beat myself down. It was just dark. I just felt better about not being here, just having to fight for myself and fight for yourself. Like I said, you went there. Like I said, not to mention even your gym analogies and all of that. I'm like, I'm really into this. There's so much you got from it, and of course, I'm going to go back to it again.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. What was one of the things that stood out the most in the earlier part of that chapter? Because you got the chapter on affirm, I believe. So
Yes,
I'm really curious to see what you thought about affirmations. Because when people think about affirmations, they think of saying a few words and moving on with their day. Early in the morning, I am enough, I'm good, I'm worthy, I'm loved. But
right.
I dive in a little deeper. What did you think of my perspective or my take on what affirm really means?
What affirm really means, the way you spoke about how you speak to yourself. Like, you can't say I'm going to try or I should. It's like I am good. And not you have to believe what when you say you have to believe what you say. You can say the words, but if you don't
Mm.
believe it, okay, if I don't believe what I'm saying, how am I going to believe that for myself? And even when you got in, like there was a part you said about I kicked the cat, but my foot hurts. Taking accountability for why your foot hurts. Like I said, of course you can love yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to nurture my foot. It's not going to hurt anymore. But you got to take accountability for the reason why you did that. Own that horrible behavior that you did, and you're like, okay, like I said, I'm going to do better. Like I said, I should not have kicked that cat. I'm going to stop kicking that cat. That is not a great thing for me, which is why I'm in this position now. Kicking cats is
Yes.
not good. That's right. That got me of getting to the root, owning why, and working
Mm.
from that is what I got from that. That stood out to
Mm.
me.
I love that. I love that. When it comes to that part, because that was a really big part for me when I was reading back on it. A lot of it, I feel like I wrote in the days because it was just like coming out of me. But that part
Yes.
specifically, when I got to that point, I realized that a lot of us do that. We blame circumstances and situations, but we
Right.
really don't take ownership of what it is that we did to cause things to happen. Whether a relationship not working out, or
Right.
whether failing a test, or whether showing up late on a job and getting fired, all of these things that we still have to take ownership for. And even if it goes bad, and even if it doesn't go the way we want, still taking ownership for our part in it.
Exactly. Like I have this saying, and something I've learned to do in my own journey of really having to fight for myself. Just the ability to see beyond yourself.
Mm,
Of course, you like I said, don't be so unfair to yourself where you always over there in the abyss, seeing beyond yourself. But really coming back to yourself and kind of seeing, okay, what did I do? How can I be better? Okay, I know better. Like I said, even though I was selfish in that moment, but I know better. I know had
yeah.
I not done that, I would not be in this position.
At all, right?
Yes.
Tell me, so one of the parts here was about awareness, and about the fact that you have to be aware when you have to replace your can'ts with I cans, and to be very aware strategically of what you're saying and what you shouldn't be saying.
Absolutely.
How did that part, if at all, touch you?
Yes. About being aware of yourself and saying, okay, I can do this. Like, for example, when you talked about the gym also, and I've been in situations like that where, you have your struggles. Like, so you go up and down, this and the other. And sometimes your body is like not working with you. And you get to a point of, okay, you know what? I've done this before. I can do it again. All I have to do is focus, be there, and just the fact of no matter how long it takes, like so I am in this, I am focused. The thing is, I've seen what I'm capable of, what I can do before. So the fact when you can actually go back there and see what you've accomplished, if
Mm,
you've done it before, you can do it again.
yes,
And that is
absolutely.
absolutely what I got from that.
Mm, thank you for that. There was another part where it says, always find the opposite, that you must do the work of being intentional about saying whatever is opposite of what you don't want to feel. And in that part, I really, because this is big about what I've done with my life, and kind of the crux of where this book came from,
Yes.
was to begin thinking and speaking opposite of what it is that I don't want. So if I meet a lot of people in my work where they're always saying, I can't find a person. I can't find a man. I can't find a woman. I can't find a partner. There's no good people out here. There's no way that I'll find love again. There's no way that, and it's always what can't happen and what won't happen, and learning to speak the
Yes.
opposite, and learning to make that the norm instead of the thing that you don't have, to focus on the thing that you want instead of the thing that you don't have, has been the
Absolutely.
crux of why my words have had more power in my life. Have you seen that to be true for you?
You know what, Byron? I really have. Thing is, I'm always putting out this negative energy and saying I can, or yeah, that's not going to happen. I just don't see it for myself. Why am I shooting myself in the foot? I'm putting that out into the universe, so I'm saying what I can. So do I not want it?
Mm,
And that's what I had to learn for myself. And I was like, you know what? Like even in places like I said, you tried and you've been hurt before, and you just don't want to go through that hurt again. But you got to really think about, you know what? When I was in that and it was great and it was good, I want to feel that again. And the fact is,
mm,
you know what? I felt that before. I can feel it again. I can take the time with myself to rebuild myself to be even better, stronger, faster, and really just I said, put that past. I have certain sayings, brother, I trust, my mouth, but I'm respecting you tonight. But
go for
I have my sayings, but just really things you just put out there, and it was like, you know what, I felt that before. It can be that way again. I'm not gonna say no. I don't want that no more. I'm so the hurt won. Just, you know what, the hurt is not going to defeat me.
it. Mm-mm.
That's my thing. You give yourself permission to feel. I tell people that constantly. You know what? Don't fake what you feel. You try and be
Mm.
numb to it. It's going to haunt you. But you give yourself permission to feel that and really heal yourself and just fight for yourself. And you can get to that. You know what? I did this before. I can do it again and it can be better, greater, and I have experience from this.
Yes.
Because I want to be better for whatever is next for me.
I love that. Well, as somebody who's had an opportunity to actually look inside of this book, for somebody who is like, should I get it? What would you say to that person who is questioning whether or not to invest in this particular work?
Okay, let me get in this camera to tell y'all this. Listen, y'all. A lot of people, they make it sound good. They're educated. They went to school. It sounds good. They have the nice little words. But my brother Byron here, you can feel his heart in his words. Every single bit of it, he takes you on the journey with him. You feel his heart. You feel his genuineness. And really, like I said, once you get into it, you're going to find yourself laughing. You're going to find this relatable to your own life. Oh, okay, I did that. Like when you talk about the gym and even, like I said, his dark days and really what he had to go through. And even when you said that, you had this fancy title and like all those things, and they were great and wonderful, but you still were broken inside. When I say I have so many friends, my closest friends range from multimillionaires to the hoodest of hood. And when I look at that, and even with those, like I said, my hoodest of hood friends, they find happiness in things, and millionaires and people love these people. Let me tell you, like I said, they have the biggest followings. People love them. They see them on TV. They see them in Fortune 500 magazines, but you don't know everything. You gotta really. It's about getting to the happy. It looks good to have the money, the fancy title, the clout, to be able to name value, all that. But once you really get to the root of who you are, if you aren't happy there, it's not worth it. So let me tell you, like I said, Brother Byron, the fact that he actually breaks these things down, like I said, the 7 steps he gave in this book, y'all. You will go through every last one of them and you will take every word in and actually go back in. Okay, let me make sure I got that. So I'm just telling y'all, he's not just writing this, to make a name for himself. He really is in there and he cares. So take it from me. Like I said, I'm the type of person, my whole thing in life is authenticity. If I didn't believe in it, I would not have come on this stream. So I'm just telling y'all, like I said, it's worth the investment. Believe me.
I appreciate that, brother. I really do. As a black male, a lot of times we have issues when it comes to talking about mental health and things of that nature. And so self-love ends up not being a conversation that we even have. I don't really hear brothers use the word self-love. It may be, yo, I bought this, or hey, I bought shorty that, or hey, I'm headed on this trip, or and so it's a lot of material things, tangible things.
Exactly. Then you have the nice little reel on social media, like I said, the highlight reel, as I call it.
Yes, the highlight reels that pop up that I didn't ask for. And I'm just like, why am I seeing this? Anyway, so all of that. But as a black man, I'm glad that you are even interested in reading it, because we need more brothers to be invested in their heart work as much as their body work, as much as their money work, as much as their houses and cars. Like I need brothers to be more invested in what's happening here. And did you grow up like I did, where it wasn't really taught how to be emotional or how to express emotions?
Yes. Oh, and Byron, let me double back to that also. Let me get on in here, brother. Like I said, because you got me open tonight. We're having a deep conversation. I can go on and on about this.
Go for it.
Like even being taught that, like I said, the whole suck it up, don't show no emotion, do this and the other. But at this point in my life now, those same people who told me those things, taught me those things, guess who they come to, but they want to express how they really feel about themselves.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, so when, I feel like we're all here for a reason. Actually, you said something about just being your unique self and who you are in this world. And I've learned to accept that in myself. Like, okay, I am who I'm meant to be in this world. But, you don't hold on to that. And that's part of, like I said, certain things, self-love is things probably didn't go your way and someone didn't see you like you wish they would have seen you. But all you can do, you don't hold on to that and let you make you bitter in life. You try to be better. You do the work to be better. And those people who told me that actually come to me when they just want to pour themselves out and be understood. And
You
I
know,
think that's a
that's
blessing though.
crazy, but that's so true, brother. Like I've had the same situation. The same people are DMing me who I see who growing up were like no emotions, don't show that. You acting like a punk, you know, all of that. So
Like you're, yes, exactly, trying to stick you in a box of how everyone should be or what it should be, and this and the other. And then something in your life is like you feel like a stranger in your own space.
yes, man, I appreciate you so much. Look, you really have done a great job of showing an authentic version of who you are to the world. And that takes a level of self love. What for you did that? How did you get to that space where you could be that authentic when it came to who you were? And how did anything kind of speak to that in the book?
Yes, honestly, like I said, the world had to break me down, Byron. Let me tell
Mm,
you, the world really just every time you think you've got it together, something happens in your
mm,
life, or you really put yourself out there. And the thing is, that's the thing about life and love and everything. You put yourself out there, and there's no safety net. You put yourself out there, you can crash and burn, or you can crash and burn, but you got to show your resilience. And in that, like I said, even like I said, with my social media presence, actually, I started out with that. That started out with me modeling and acting, and I was doing that. Then, of course, if you know me, I have a sense of humor, so I put the
yes.
humor out there. So I'll say around yada 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 between 16 and 19, life happened to me, and during that time, I went to a very dark place. I was depressed. I just felt worthless. I was putting unfair blame on myself for a lot of things that were not me, which therapy had to help me unpack, by the way.
Mm,
Which I recommend therapy for anyone out there. But
yes.
so from that, and I just realized also when I was in a negative space and I was putting it out there, do you know so many people are receptive to that? You get the whole hallelujah corner right on when you're in this negative space. They love you.
They
But
love you.
exactly, and that was me giving myself permission to feel how I felt. But at the same time, I was fighting for myself because I knew that ain't who you are. That's not who you're going to be in this life.
Mm,
Especially you see people live that way, you're like, that's not going to be me. But once I actually worked through that, and I've actually had success and things happen in my life that I thought were only a fantasy or I could dream of, I'm like, it'd be nice if that happened. And it happened. And you know what? When it happened, my reality was so much better that I had.
mm.
I came to learn, you know what? Being me and my life is just fine. Fantasy is nice and you think certain things will make you better, but let me tell you, sometimes you don't know what you're being protected from.
Come
So
on.
me, like I said, getting that and really coming back to myself and just really not caring how what I put out into the world is perceived, and giving myself that freedom to, like I said, if you're gonna build somebody up, help other people feel less broken, not have you broken, like I said, just make people laugh, even just be certain, things to people. Because I've actually, when I say I'm moved by the people who come back and tell me that I got them out of broken relationships,
Mm,
I helped them get their children back from
yeah,
abusers. I helped them get through cancer. I helped them get through COVID. It was me and something in me that actually helped them to keep them fighting. That's what keeps me going.
I love that.
My thing about that is, like I said, I love myself. You feed into me, like I said. So the fact that you feed back into me, I'm not looking for that validation, but the fact that does it, okay, so it makes me love myself. So let me give the parts of myself I love to the world, and hopefully also show you that, okay, you're not the only one. Believe me, I'm crazy too, but it's normal. It's okay. We can be that.
I love that.
That's what's gotten me through.
Well, I am so glad you're still here. You not only are here, but are here, and that you are present with me today, able to talk about it. I really got to thank you because your insight and perspective is so different when it comes to this particular chapter. Thank you for that. I want you just for a second to tell everybody again where they can find you and what you do so that they can be introduced for those which their first time meeting you.
Absolutely. You can find me at the Royce Morgan on Instagram also. At the Royce Morgan too was actually a backup page because Instagram snatched my first page, like I said, unexpectedly before. And they came back and said, well, we took your page down. We don't know why. So here it goes. So now, okay, I'm like, well, I have a backup page now. So I kind of make that one more of a inspiration page. And of course, my main page is also inspiration, but also it's part of my personality. You may not know what you may see on that certain day it comes out, how it comes out. I'm funny, got a ratchet side. It's it's some of everything. I'm like a gumbo of things there. So I'm fully myself on my main page. Also, like I said, find me on Facebook. I'm available for bookings also. I do hostings of events. I do panels, which like I said, once COVID's over, we can, get back on that part. So,
right.
But like I said, you want to book me for a virtual, like I said, I am here. I am ready.
I love that, man. Thank you so much. Glad to meet you virtually. And I look forward to actually meeting you in person, my brother, very soon once this all dies down. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Byron.
Oh, it's my pleasure and my honor. You have a beautiful night.
Thank you. You too.
All right now.
Bye.
That was the Royce Morgan, everybody. Thank him for coming on. He's amazing. His energy is bright. His personality is big, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I am so excited next to bring up my sister girl, Divine Blessings. But right before we do that, I got a little surprise, something that just popped off, and then we'll get started. Check this out. Let me know what you think.
Have you ever dreamed of having amazing love, laughter, and long-lasting relationships fill your life, but feel completely lost on your love journey? You're not alone. Before becoming a love and success coach, I spent years living a loveless life, battling depression, overcoming suicide, and fighting recklessness simply because I didn't know how to manifest a life I could love. 3 questions came up. Am I really worth it? Why is it so hard to love myself? And how can I sustain self-love in my daily life? In my new book, The 7 Steps to Ultimate Self-Love, we'll answer those questions and discover exactly what makes you worthy of love. I'll give you an array of love tools and techniques to help you create the life you deserve, overflowing with joy, peace, and prosperity. Featuring real-life stories from my client interactions and personal life, this book will empower you to maximize your self-love levels and construct consistent channels of love flowing into your life. Self-love enables you to tap into the infinite power of creation as you walk in love's ultimate design for your life. It's time to make every day feel like your best day. The goal of this new book is clear. I want you to fall madly in love with your life each day of your love journey. You deserve it.
And we're back. That was just a little bit of a snippet of the marketing video for the new book, y'all. Shout out to hard work and dedication. All right, we got the amazing Divine Blessings coming on right now. Hey, Divine. Hey, Divine. Hey, Divine.
How you doing, Byron? It's good to be here.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you. You too.
I miss bumping into you on all of those events that we were always bumping into each other on. I miss
Tell
that.
me about it. It's depressing that Rona has us confined to a screen.
I know.
I miss those red carpets. I miss all of that.
I actually do too. That was it wasn't new to me because it's new to me. It was new to me as the talent, but it wasn't new to me because the work I did in entertainment before and in politics. But definitely on the talent side, I actually missed it. Back then, I didn't. I didn't even want to be there because I was doing the work. But now it's actually kind of fun. I miss it a little bit.
Yes, I agree. And I mean, I have to give a shout out to that T-shirt. I love it.
You do? You can buy it. It's on my website.
I'm buying it as soon as we're done.
Jamal.com. I might just give you one because you're on here with me. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a good journey, and I am glad that we've had an opportunity to get to know each other a little bit and meet and talk. So I'm really curious to hear what Ready to Love Divine Blessings has for me when it comes to what this book spoke to you. So wherever you want to start, I'd love to hear.
Well, first of all, congratulations to you. Well written. I didn't know those things about you, so it definitely touched me to see how you were able to triumph through those situations and obstacles that you've had, and to be able to come out of it on top, to be able to help others. So that's a huge blessing, and that deserves a huge round of applause and congratulations to you. Because being able to hear your testimony and being able to watch you be able to pour into others based on your own experience just really resonated with me. And I'm reading the book, eating popcorn, like, oh, this is good. This is good. And I felt it. What really resonated with me were the three main questions in the book, because I actually have asked myself those questions before. You know, I was in a situation where my self-love, my self-worth was snatched from me. I was in a relationship with a narcissist. And as a result of that, I ended up wondering, okay, where did that girl go that I loved so much? Where did that girl go that everyone loves so much? And decided that it was time for me to make a change in my life. So as I flipped through the pages and as I was reading with your book, everything pretty much resonated with me. And I did take some notes.
What notes did you take? I'm so curious.
Well, it was two things that really stood out to me. One thing that you said in the book was anything you do to show yourself love requires the motivation of self-love maintenance. And I'm assuming that's via affirmations.
Yes.
Every time, we forget that we need that fine tuning of self-love. Sometimes somebody's going to knock you down and you might think that you're looking good in your dress and you don't get any compliments, or you ask your friend, hey, do I look good in this dress? And I'm like, maybe you can find something else. At that time, you might need a little fine tuning of those affirmations of that self-love for reinforcement of self. So that really stood out to me because that's something that I wasn't practicing. I wasn't practicing in my life, reinforcements and maintenance of self-love. So that definitely stood out to me.
I love that. Well, what was the other note that stood out to you as well?
The other thing that stood out to me was when you said, when you can't accept yourself, nothing you say positive about yourself will feel true. That really stood out to me because I can't tell you how many times I have stood in a mirror and had a pep talk with myself and looked at myself and told myself, girl, you're the bomb. You're beautiful, you're smart, and hey, you can cook. And then I really wasn't feeling it. And I'm like, okay, who am I trying to kid? The person on the other side of this mirror or what? I need to, refocus and rebalance myself here. So that definitely stood out because I felt that. I felt it.
I've been there with you. I really have, Divine. Like, there have been so many moments, and it's weird because we assume that women go through this more, but men go through the same thing when they look in the mirror and they don't like necessarily what they see. When they look at Men's Health magazine and they don't match up to that, men do the same thing.
Really?
So, yes, I don't. Whatever you think about their bellies and all of that, look, they do. So it's a matter of overcompensating then for other things.
Right.
And a lot of times that's what we do. It's that I don't love this, so I'm going to do the thing that I can do now to make sure that everybody sees this. So you might take that one dress that people didn't really notice, and then you go in the bathroom with some scissors and cut it a little bit more, and you got a little more legs showing. So then you come up, they're like, oh, okay, all right. You cut down a little bit here, cut down a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you end up doing the thing that you feel like will get you the little bit of self-worth, a little pump injection of that to validate you. And it's so true. I've experienced that time and time again, to where I had to get to a point where I just said, if I don't speak it consistently, this is why I have all of my clients do this daily activity where they do an affirmation. It's part of the routine that they practice, because doing it daily making it a part of you, like brushing your teeth. It now normalizes it, because I meet people who honestly, they haven't spoken a good word about themselves in months, and they haven't realized it until someone called it out.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
So, and that's why that resonated with me, because that's something that I was not practicing, but I will going forward, definitely.
Well, I'll send you over my whole centering model that I do. It's a daily thing. It takes like 10 minutes, but it really creates a centered state for each day where you can speak something, build something, and it allows you to have a centering thought that takes you throughout the rest of your day.
Got it.
It's intentional. And I think that's the piece about affirmations, is that they have to be intentional. You can't just randomly just be saying stuff. Oh, you look good. You know, oh, you bad, looking at yourself in the mirror. You look good, you know.
Right.
It has to be intentional. It has to speak to the thing that you know is true.
Exactly.
It has to be true in your heart.
Right.
For that power in your world.
Right.
And so that is why affirmations work or don't work when you speak them.
That's right. That's
Was
right.
there anything else that really stuck to your heart or to your soul when you read anything out of that chapter?
I love how you broke down the different ways of how to unlock the power of affirmations, and how you were specific with that. So it was a really easy read for me. And it was really, typically I'm the type, I'll read a book, and by the time I get to the bottom of the page, I have, cooked the whole meal in my head. I have, figured out what I'm going to wear to work tomorrow. And then I'm like, okay, in my mind, but I was consistent and I was constantly tuned into that. And I think it was because the way the book was structured, and how easy it was, where you gave step-by-step instructions to, keep you drawn in. So definitely how you broke down the way to unlock the power of those affirmations.
I'm glad you pointed that out, and thank you for that, because that was very intentional. As somebody who, even as a writer and as an English major, I think because I was an English major, I've read too much.
Yes.
You got to read 400-page books like in 2 weeks in order to do the test, and then have another 400-page book for another test. So that kind of wore me out, and that was a lot of stuff I didn't like to read. So I got a little reading drained, if you will. So when I read something, it has to be enticing. It has to be formatted right. It has to feel right. It has to have stopping points where my brain can rest for a second. And so I wrote it that way. I think it's a mild case of ADHD, but whatever it is, I wrote it in the way that I felt like I would want to read it. And so I'm glad that you pointed that out.
Yeah, you also wrote it in a way that I want to read it too, because it worked for me. And, there was no mind wandering. I didn't, figure out what color I want to paint my bathroom. So thank you.
Absolutely. I look forward to doing that. Part of what I did in here was do that affirmation. And I just want to read that with you, because I feel like somebody needs to hear it, but also I feel like it's good to say even in this moment for some reason. So I'll read it. I celebrate the light in my life. I praise how that light has grown and matured me. I step back and marvel how far I've come on my love journey. I am grateful for the love within me that is growing more each day. I give myself even more time and space to grow with compassion. I give great attention to my words and actions. I trust love to guide me when I am uncertain or afraid. I am proud of myself. I am good. I am enough. It is well.
Yes. Yeah. Say it loud for the people in the back.
It is well.
Powerful.
How does that make you feel when you hear something like that affirmation? Just hearing an affirmation spoken, somebody else saying it, not even you. How does that feel?
I mean, just even listening to you read it, it was a good feeling. It gave me a warm and fuzzy tingling feeling, because, a lot of times you need to hear that. even after something as simple as a stressful day at work and you're doubting yourself, you know, if you didn't close that deal, you're doubting yourself. And just that reinforcement within could definitely get you over the hump. So, you know, that felt good. It felt good to hear that.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you again for not only just being a part of this, but really being a part of my life. And we're intertwined some crazy way. We got Leslie, but we just got life and we got love, and it's good. And I appreciate you. I would love for you to tell everybody what you're doing, because you're doing some amazing things. So I want you to tell everybody what you're doing in the world. But first, to that person who is questioning buying this book, what would you say to them first?
I would say don't question, buy it. Buy it, dig in, and flip the pages, because you know, it's self-help. We all need self-help. It is motivation. It's a feel-good book. Everyone needs to feel good. Everyone at some point in time doubts their self. Everyone needs reinforcement. And what I learned from the book also that I meant to touch on as well is how you structured the wording and how it teaches you how to develop affirmations specific to yourself. And there was also a part in the book that I really enjoyed where instead of saying negative things, flip it into a positive type of affirmation. Instead of saying, I need to lose weight, to yourself, just kind of flipping it and saying, hey, I'm happy with who I am. However, I can improve on my waistline or something to that extent. But that is something that I never thought about. And I thought I had it down packed with, you know, affirmations, but I didn't after reading your book. So all of that to say, get the book, check it out. It's an easy read. It's not a long word salad type of book. It is a book that you can pick up and read, and when you put it down, you're feeling some type of way, in more of a positive way. So I would say get the book. I don't care how much that book is. I'm getting it. I'm thankful for the read that I was able to receive. So I appreciate it.
Oh, it means a lot. Thank you for that. Now tell everybody where they can find you, but also what you do, because you're doing a lot of big things right now.
Yeah, right now I am on the circuit. I'm making, you know, a lot of appearances in terms of speaking engagements on topics, various topics, relationships, self-love, women empowerment, things of that nature. Also back into real estate. So helping people find their dream homes, investment properties. And my baby right now is I started a new business called Revive Wellness Products, and it is CBD products. So the website is revivewellnessproducts.com. Website is still under construction. However, you can find it on Instagram at Revive Wellness Products on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Agent Brown Eyes. Agent Brown Eyes, these big brown eyes, on Instagram as well. And, you know, follow me and keep up with what I'm doing. And, you know, hopefully I can add something to someone's life. So.
Oh, I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt about that. Divine, you're amazing. Thank you so much for spending the time today, and taking time to read the book means a lot.
Absolutely.
I look forward to seeing you again soon, and hopefully more events will come back.
And I'm about to order that t-shirt right now. I gotta have it. I love it.
Come on, ByronJamal.com, y'all. Let's go.
All right, it's done. All right, peace out.
Peace, all right. Take care. Peace
all right.
You too. All right, everybody. That was Divine Blessings. Amazing, amazing. Tonight we had the incredible Royce Morgan and Divine Blessings on to talk about the book. If you haven't gotten your copy yet, if you haven't pre-ordered it, you are missing out on a deal. So go ahead and get your copy today. I promise you it will be worth it. You are enough. But even if you think you got the self-love thing down, even if you think your life is right, I promise you this book will tweak and tune your life in the right way. So Go to byronjamal.com, pre-order your copy. It will be mailed to you as soon as we're all releasing it. Plus, you will have special discounted rate on my new self-love course that is coming out that's helping people already who are going through it. I want you to have access to that at a discounted rate. So please get your book early. Everybody who gets it early now will get discounted rate on that. Love you much. Thank you for tuning in today. I believe that you are worth it. Now say this with me. I am enough. I am valuable. I am worth it. And I deserve the love I seek. So what do we say? Seek higher love. Be blessed. I'm Byron Jamal, your love and success coach. Tuning out. Find me again at byronjamal.com and subscribe on YouTube. Love y'all. Be blessed. Peace.